Today on Rock the Park, we're exploring America's forests from the top down.
This is non-stop adrenaline. Ow, ah, ooh, gosh.
Trying to steer clear of danger.
We have a bear right off of the trail in front of us.
Oh, guys, we should get out of here.
And riding a rare natural phenomenon.
This is insane.
Woo!
This is the best of national forests.
How's that?
That's good.
I'm Jack Stewart.
This is the real deal.
And I'm Colton Smith.
These are mountains.
We've been buddies for years. Always in search of the next adventure.
Dude, what was that?
We share a passion for our national parks and other wild places around the world.
Oh my God.
Heading off the beaten path. Pushing our limits and experiencing nature's best-kept secrets.
Here we go.
It's how we rock the park. There are 154 national forests in the United States, from sequoias to rainforests. That's a staggering 188 million acres of wilderness, waterfalls, and wildlife, and more adventure than we ever dreamed possible.
Dude, look at that elk.
Oh, man.
Yes.
While our national forests are federally protected lands, the trees themselves are still threatened by disease, wildfires, and climate change. But part of the fun we've had is being able to lend a hand to combat some of these issues.
To help an endangered tree species in Deschutes National Forest, I went to new heights, climbing to the very top of a 40-foot whitebark pine tree.
We're gonna put cages on the cones to protect those cones so that we can actually take the seed once it's mature and use that to grow whitebark pine seedlings for restoration purposes.
Kayla brings me over to one of the whitebark pine trees that she's picked out for us to climb today.
We have to go to the top because that's where all the cones are. You'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll help you along the way. So I'm gonna go up, you just follow behind me.
Okay.
I see why they're wearing goggles now. There's lots of pine needles falling.
Okay.
For the trees, remember that.
It's for the trees.
Yep, 3 points of contact, no dead limbs.
Where are these pine cones? Jeez.
Ideally, Colton's gonna wanna grab handhold here and maybe up on here.
Ah, spider. Whew.
There we go.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's good.
I anchor my safety rope around the tree and we're ready to get to work.
These guys right here, this is what we want to put the cage around.
Absolutely.
The cages keep squirrels from getting at seeds inside the pine cones. Kayla's team will come back in a few months to harvest mature seeds so they can plant and grow new trees.
Jack? Yeah, I'm gonna need cages, good man. Oh, now the wind's starting to pick up.
All right, here we go.
I'm open.
Oh!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh! Yes!
Nice.
Now, a lesson in how to place, fold, and press these cages into shape.
So that hopefully a little squirrel can't climb in there. Kind of like folding a pretty little envelope.
I don't fold up many pretty little envelopes. I'm an email guy myself.
Folded there nicely. If
Thank
you
you,
pull it up
thank
to
you.
the other half. There we go. Beautiful.
Certified squirrel proof.
Kayla and her team cage and collect only a small percentage of the pine cones out here, leaving the rest for the animals.
There. Look
Yeah.
at that one.
That's
a beauty.
That's a beauty right there. Trees provide food and lodging for animals, and not just the birds and the squirrels. Bears like to hang out near and in the trees as well.
We learned that the hard way recently in Beaverhead-Deerlodge National Forest in Montana when we inadvertently got way too close to a mother bear and her cubs.
We're on a 2-day backcountry horsepacking trip, and I'm leading our group.
Leading the way and leading the mule train gives me kind of a sense of purpose out here that I enjoy. So it's fun to be able to do it with these horses and mules. I really feel like I'm working with a team. As I was heading down the trail, Nita here started to get really excited. Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa. And I look over and it's a bear. Hey, stop.
Dudes, hey.
And a big one at that. The bear has golden blonde fur, but she's actually a black bear. You can tell because she's lacking the prominent hump that grizzlies have just behind their necks. But that doesn't make things any easier for us.
These guys are getting tugged.
Hey, Sam. Yo. Bear might be circling back. He's kind of coming around our backside.
And suddenly, we realize why.
Oh, guys, we should get out of here. We got a cub.
Colton spots not one, but two cubs directly above us in a tree, putting us where you never want to be, in between a mother bear and her cubs.
He's coming.
Hey, hey, hey! Back off.
Here, we gotta get out this way. How close?
It's a real situation.
Nice and easy. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girls.
Just then, the frightened cubs spot their mother and start coming down the tree to run to her.
Tone, we gotta get out.
At this point, move. Go to your babies. Go to your babies.
This type of thing is never what you want to have happen. That's scary stuff.
Our guides, Sam and Casey, finally get the mules untangled, just as the last bear cub makes its way down the tree. We hit the trail and get moving.
A bear encounter alone is crazy. We had a mule wreck at the exact same time.
Intense, crazy, and awesome.
As crazy as that encounter was, we were prepared. We had bear spray and we knew to keep calm.
Another good time to remain calm? When you're dangling hundreds of feet in the air while rappelling through a rushing waterfall.
This is non-stop adrenaline. Ow, ah, ooh, gosh.
Our national forests are home to more than 3,000 animal species. They provide food, shelter, and another important resource that both animals and people need to survive.
Water flows in and around every national forest, and that opens the door to all sorts of different adventures.
Like the time we did something we didn't even know was possible, surfing a tidal wave in Alaska's Chugach National Forest. Yeah, you heard me right. We're surfing a tidal wave, which is basically this crazy phenomenon where the tide pushes water up this river, this channel, and it creates a surfable wave.
We're talking about the longest wave in America.
Known as bore tides, tidal waves like these only occur in about 60 places on Earth.
So right now we can hear this wave. We can see it. It's just like powering straight for us, which is so daunting.
Oh man, my heart is just starting to pound. This is out of this world, man.
Just beautiful mountains, epic tidal wave.
We've got to wait for the exact moment when it hits the back of our boards.
Here we go. Oh, yeah, baby. We're on it.
We're on it.
After about 30 seconds, I'm ready.
Yes! Woo! Yeah! You got it, dude.
I see Jack pop up, and I know it's time to go for it. At first, all I can feel is the raw, chaotic power of this wave. But then, you start looking around, taking in the beauty of this place, and you feel at peace.
We're approaching nearly 2 minutes on this wave, easily the longest ride of our lives.
Yeah, baby! This is incredible! We nailed it!
National forests were created to protect trees and water sources vital to the plants and wildlife. Sometimes, though, water is responsible for the landscape itself.
Like the rivers and waterfalls that shaped and carved out the mountains and canyons in Uncompahgre National Forest in Colorado. That powerful water gave us an experience we won't ever forget.
I just got the chills, that rush of anxiety.
We're canyoning and about to rappel Cascade Falls, a waterfall that's nearly 300 feet high.
When I'm looking over here, I just see the water pouring down and disappearing over the cliffside.
So I'm definitely nervous. Standing and staring down 275 feet, it never truly gets easier. Andrew gives us the game plan. First, we'll rappel straight down through the waterfall. And then about halfway down, we have to work our way across the cliff face, change ropes, and rappel to the bottom.
And at that point, we're gonna be standing on a ledge about this big. It'll be just enough for two of us.
After our second guide, Matt, gets us started, and before we reach Andrew on the ledge, there's a stretch where guides can't see us and we can't see them.
This is that part we call the lonely part.
Yeah, it sounds exhilarating and a little freaky.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew's parting advice: when we get into the lonely place, keep moving. If we freeze up for some reason, no one can see us to help.
Oh, that's the bottom. Yeah, I can see it.
There you go, just lean back into it. You're doing great.
All right, this is the lonely part. This is where I'm going out of sight. These are the moments where you have no choice but to feel alive. Oh, yeah.
The lonely place was easier than expected. Getting out of the waterfall to meet Andrew, not so much.
Oh, boy. All right. This is a tough part. Oh, man. I tell you that it's not that scary once you're doing it, but that would be a lie. This is non-stop adrenaline. Ow, ah, ooh. Andrew, where are you?
I'm over here, man. Just keep coming down a little more.
Okay, I can hear him, but I still can't see him. Gosh. Well, there you are. Hey.
There you go.
You weren't kidding. That's barely even a ledge.
Now it's my turn.
What makes this experience so unique is the fact that right now, I'm as close to flying or hovering in midair as humanly possible. What an incredible feeling.
It's also an incredible feeling doing the fast drop from that tiny ledge to the ground.
Now we're feeling it, man. Now we're feeling it. Woo! Woo! Yes!
Getting out from under the waterfall really is the biggest challenge of this descent.
Wow. Well, another slip. A little slick.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Just bouncing down a cliff. No biggie. Woo! Oh my gosh, this is fun.
What a blast.
Rappelling a waterfall is just one of the epic experiences you can have in a national forest.
Climbing up a 14,000-foot peak is another, and it ain't easy.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm being dead serious.
I know you are.
I feel like the further we get on this, the further we're getting ourselves into a trap.
Second only to California's 20 national forests, Colorado boasts nearly a dozen, covering more than 1/5 of the state. And within these national forests, you can find the majority of Colorado's 54 14ers.
A 14er is a mountain peak rising 14,000 feet or more above sea level. Now, we've tackled a couple, the most recent in Arapahoe National Forest.
Even though we'd climbed a 14er before, nothing could have prepared us for Kelso Ridge, a sick route leading up to the summit of Torrey's Peak.
We're essentially on our last major push up to the summit. It's pretty long, but it is the last stretch. So we're getting there.
And above the tree line, the trail continues to get more and more narrow until it essentially just disappears. The tiny footpath in front of us has a massive drop-off on the side. We're not sure what to do.
Yeah, I don't like this. See what you think. It's pretty darn sketchy. Without ropes. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm gonna give it a shot. You've got grips and handholds like on the right, you know? This is where it's a little dicey right here. I'm clear. Somewhat, actually. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm kind of in a danger zone. All right, I'll give it a shot.
I decide to follow in Colton's footsteps.
Yeah, just kind of like how I did. Just really as best as you can. You got good long arms too, but yeah, just 4 points of contact. This is sketchy, man. Yeah, but yeah, I know it's doable. I know it's doable. It's sketchy. It's extremely sketchy. I would normally never do this without ropes. That's insane.
We reposition to the other side of the ridge and carefully press on.
All right, deep breath, man. You got it.
Colton leads the way, successfully making it across another incredibly steep section. But I don't like what I see.
This is a crazy move right here. Like, this is insane. Literally, this move Colton just did drops off. One misstep and you're dead.
We're sharing some of our most epic adventures that we've experienced while visiting a national forest. And right now, we're in a tricky spot while climbing to the summit of Torrey's Peak in Colorado. We're supposed to be looking for a route called Knife's Edge, but we're not seeing it. And looking at what's ahead of me, I don't want to continue.
Colton's already across. Rarely do I get these red flags that say don't do it to this extreme. I'm gonna listen to them, I'm not doing it.
I understand, and I'm right now, I went for it, I made the move, and I don't want to make the move again going down. The only other thing, and I didn't really scout this, so I don't know, but, you know, skirting across the ridge.
After a minute, I realized this is the Knife's Edge we've heard about, and apparently people scoot across this steep ridge by straddling it.
This is what they were talking about.
Oh, it definitely is, dude.
Although it looks precarious, at least here, gravity is on your side.
You're doing a good job, man. You got this.
Okay. Just taking it slow and steady. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You always say, if we can do it, so can you. I don't recommend this to beginners. From here, it looks like we're getting back onto the normal scramble.
Nice job, dude.
Yeah, you guys too. You guys helped me through that. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Finally, after 5 hours, 4 miles, 3,000 feet in elevation, Torrey's Peak, a whopping 14,267 footer, is in the bag.
Summit?
Yeah, this is it. This is the summit.
Yes.
That's our summit, baby.
Woo! We made it. Second 14er ever.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
From the intense encounter with a mother bear and her cubs to the thrill of surfing a tidal wave and summiting a 14er, there are so many adventures to be had in our national forests.
And we've barely scratched the surface. We've only made it to a dozen or so out of 154. We've got a long way to go. And remember,
Hey, if we can do it,
so can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.